The bell above the cafe door chimed softly as he stepped inside, but no one recognized the weight of the moment except fate itself. Because sometimes life doesn't knock loudly. Sometimes it slides a folded note across a chipped wooden table and waits to see if you're brave enough to read it. The morning rain had turned the city gray, blurring skyscrapers into smudged shadows. Nathaniel Rowe preferred mornings like this, quiet, anonymous, invisible. That was the whole point of this cafe. No luxury, no assistance, no polished marble floors, just a forgotten corner of the city where no one knew he was one of the wealthiest men in the country. He sat alone by the window, shoulders slightly hunched, dressed in a plain coat that hid the tailored suit beneath. To the world, he looked like another tired businessman avoiding eye contact with life. Inside, he felt even emptier. Nathaniel had everything people dreamed of: companies that bore his name, accounts that never ran dry, power that bent rooms in his favor. Yet every morning felt heavier than the last. His success had come at a cost he never fully calculated: distance from people, from warmth, from meaning. The waitress approached his table with a gentle smile. She couldn't have been more than 26. Her name tag read, Eliza Hartwell. Her dark hair was tied back in a loose bun, a few strands escaping like they refused to be controlled. There was something calm about her presence, not forced cheerfulness, but quiet sincerity. "Good morning," she said. "Black coffee, right?" He blinked, surprised. "Yes, that's right." She nodded, as if remembering small things was natural, not remarkable. "He'll bring it right over." Nathaniel watched as she moved behind the counter, efficient but unhurried. She greeted an elderly couple with patience, laughed softly with a young boy who spilled sugar everywhere, and gently reminded a distracted man to take his umbrella. It struck him how much warmth she carried into such a small space. When she returned, she placed the coffee down carefully. But before she pulled her hand away, she slid something across the table with 2 fingers, a folded piece of paper. So quick, so subtle, anyone else would have missed it. She met his eyes, not frightened, not dramatic, just steady. "Please read it," she said quietly. Then she walked away. Nathaniel stared at the note as if it might explode. His first instinct was irritation. His second was suspicion. He hadn't built an empire by ignoring warning signs. Slowly he unfolded the paper. 3 words, written in neat handwriting: "You're being watched." His breath caught. 1,000 possibilities rushed through his mind. Corporate espionage, blackmail, threats. But the cafe felt unchanged. The hum of conversation, the clink of cups, rain tapping against glass. He looked up. Eliza was wiping down a counter, not looking at him. When she returned a few minutes later, he spoke before she could. "What does this mean?" he asked, keeping his voice low. She glanced around, then sat across from him, uninvited but respectful. "I don't mean danger," she said gently. "Not like that." "Then what?" he pressed. She folded her hands together. "I mean, people notice you, not your money, your absence." He frowned. "My absence? You come here every morning," she continued. "You sit alone. You stare through the window like you're somewhere else. And every day you leave without anyone knowing your name." Nathaniel felt exposed in a way no boardroom ever managed. Eliza took a breath. "I volunteer at the community center 2 blocks from here. We help kids, seniors, people who've lost their way. Last week a man came in asking for help. He used to work for one of your companies." Nathaniel stiffened. He wasn't angry, she added quickly. "Just tired." He said layoffs happened through an email. No explanation, no goodbye. Nathaniel swallowed. I realize something, Eliza said softly. People like you are so powerful yet so far away, and sometimes you forget how close your choices are to real lives. He leaned back, stunned. So you wrote a note? He asked. She nodded. Because I didn't want to accuse you. I wanted you to see. Silence hung between them. Nathaniel looked around the cafe again, not as a hiding place this time, but as a mirror. Ordinary people, stories, lives. When you said I was being watched, he began. I meant by hope, she said, and by consequences. Both are always watching. Something cracked inside him. Not guilt, something deeper. Recognition. I didn't come for money, he said suddenly. My father worked 2 jobs. My mother cleaned offices at night. I promised myself I'd never be weak. Eliza listened without interrupting. But somewhere along the way he continued, voice quieter. I forgot what strength actually looks like. She smiled, small but sincere. It usually looks like listening. That morning Nathaniel didn't leave right away. He stayed, talked, asked about the community center, about the people Eliza helped after her shifts ended, about the boy with the sugar packets. Before he left, he asked, "What do you think someone like me should do?" She thought for a moment. Start by being present. The rest follows. 3 months later, the cafe received an anonymous donation enough to repair its leaking roof and give every employee a raise. The community center expanded. Job training programs reopened. Former employees received calls, real conversations, not emails. Nathaniel began showing up not as a billionaire, but as a volunteer. He served meals, listened, learned names. He still came for coffee, but now he sat facing the room. One morning Eliza placed his cup down and smiled. "No note today?" he teased. She shook her head. "You're already awake." As he lifted the cup, Nathaniel realized something extraordinary. That folded piece of paper hadn't warned him of danger. It had warned him of possibility. And sometimes all it takes to change everything is one quiet act of courage from someone who chooses kindness over silence.